Burnout is a syndrome that is demanding attention. It can no longer be ignored. Burnout is not stress. Burnout is not anxiety. It's a whole different phenomenon, and its ramifications actually can be catastrophic. When an individual suffers from stress, it's when they feel overload. And I've dealt with hundreds of people with stress over the last 40 years, and it's relatively easy to teach them stress management tools and to know when stress is functional and helpful and when it needs to be managed. Anxiety, another area that I've worked in depth and for many years with many people, is when there are all kinds of symptoms that go with the stress. Overthinking, which stops one from functioning well, shallow breathing, heart pounding, sweating, panic attacks, nausea. All these symptoms of anxiety can be very debilitating. And again, anxiety is quite treatable. Burnout is when a person is depleted, empty. They have nothing left to give. They cannot continue. And if a member of your organization is burnt out, they're unable to work. And they will often cost you thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars in various ways. Either they haven't been concentrating, they haven't been productive, they can no longer function, they might be claiming stress leave, sick leave, make a workers' compensation claim. It's serious. And I know that when someone comes into my office with burnout, it's a long-term goal to get them well. It doesn't happen in weeks, and sometimes it doesn't even happen in months. So the key is to address burnout, to know what to look for, and to aim to prevent it. Now we can do this at various levels. The most common level, and the level that most people are still addressing, and not very successfully, is the individual. So companies invest in well-being programs, they invest in EAP programs, they add a few extra yoga classes, and they hope that that's going to do the trick. But it's not working. In fact, burnout and anxiety and stress is increasing, and increasing the cost to organizations. Now is the time to mention a hard truth. Not all organizations are going to want to hear this truth. The World Health Organization in 2019 defined burnout as a syndrome caused by chronic workplace stress, and the underlying causes are organizational structures and the culture of an organization. Now those are tough things to hear because it means leadership needs to rethink their values and change. Cultures need to change. And in fact, often whole organizations have to rethink the way they run, the way they allocate staff, the way they treat people. Not easy to hear. But if it's something that you're reluctant to think about, know that the world is changing. In Queensland, on the 1st of April, legislation is going to be passed about workplace safety, and penalties are going to be imposed on companies where there is no psychological safety for individuals and where there are high risks. It is in everyone's benefit to understand what burnout is, how to catch it early, what individuals can do about it, what managers need to learn in order to manage and prevent burnout in the workplace. And of course, very important, what leadership need to aspire to. Leaders need to be brave, they need to be adaptable, they need to be open to the fact that the world has changed. People are not coping with the way things used to be. And it's in everyone's interest for us to focus on burnout with courage and make the changes that need to be made.